everybody, to the first day of the 8 days of HalfKocked. Merry Christmas Eve to all of you out there in internet land. Obviously, it is not that date here, but for Christmas Eve, we decided to honor a request by YouTube user The Dude. He requested that we watch Krampus, the 2015 movie directed by Michael Dougherty, the guy behind Trick or Treat. He requested we did that for Christmas because, it's a Christmas movie and, it fits with the season. But unbeknownst to the dude, Krampus basically served as the proof of concept for HalfKocked. On Barnyard's YouTube channel, we actually did a mini review of Krampus when it came out. It's handheld, it's terrible audio, and there's no, performance at all. It's literally just us fucking around. So what's changed, really? The movie's about a kid named Max who believes in the spirit of Christmas, but unfortunately the rest of his family and extended family are a bunch of assholes. Everybody except his German-speaking grandmother.
And a dog. Dog was cool.
And basically the whole Christmas holiday goes to shit. The kid gets mad, grabs his letter to Santa, tears it apart, throws it in the wind. Unbeknownst to the kid, that sparks a curse that brings about the demon Krampus, which is in German folklore known as sort of the anti-Santa. Instead of giving gifts, he takes and instead of rewarding people for their good behavior, he punishes them for their bad.
So it's like the ultimate version of getting coal.
Yeah, instead of getting coal, you get
murdered.
I really, really liked it. I like everything Michael Dougherty's done so far, everything being the two movies. It's very much National Lampoon meets Gremlins. It's not really scary, but at the same time, it's not super kiddie either. This movie does get violent and offensive and all that.
I think this movie might have been a little more not safe for kids.
When basically shit hits the fan, I saw a look on your face that was kind of a mixture of excitement.
Intrigued, confused, excited, disturbed.
Were you kind of upset? I saw in your face that kind of looked like, go come the fuck on. But at the same time, you're just
I think when they first introduced certain themes of the movie, I was like, where are you going with this? How is this gonna work? But goddammit, they made it work.
Yeah, I think this movie has a great sense of what makes a good Christmas movie and what also makes a fun horror movie. It's a movie that I don't think its purpose is necessarily to scare you. It feels more or less like a fable.
Like a play on Christmas fairy tales.
You're right, like a fairy tale. It's supposed to teach you a lesson rather than really just whisk you away to a wonderful wonderland. It feels more like it's got the spirit of a kid's movie, but it's directed by somebody with a fucked up sense of humor. So, they're all just these grotesque creatures that arrive and interladen with, poop jokes. In the beginning of the movie, where it's all the family together, it does feel like a Christmas movie, like a National Lampoon or a Christmas Story. Very much a movie that's trying to showcase how our society does Christmas now. I mean, the movie sets it up right away with that sort of slow-mo running of the assholes in Black Friday paired with the fucking Christmas.
That way. See, it started and ended in such completely different ways. I kind of just remembered that that's the same movie.
Well, I think the beginning of the movie sets the tone pretty well, because it's a Christmas movie. It's got the feel of a Christmas movie.
The whole lore is people have forgotten what it means to sacrifice something in order to give something. So I think starting it out on Black Friday, that's the ultimate. We're gonna go and screw everyone over and buy this stuff right after Thanksgiving when we're supposed to be giving stuff.
Did you like the kid?
Which one?
The actor.
I thought they were all pretty good.
Yeah. Everybody.
I don't have a single complaint about the cast. I don't really think I have a single complaint about this movie for what it was worth, period. It's the same concept as going in to see Chucky and expecting a 5-star, as an adult, a 5-star, keep me up at night kind of horror movie. It's really not a true horror movie, and that's totally okay.
It's trying to be a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And it feels more like it was built for preteens rather than... It's not like a kid's movie. It's not a full kids movie because the shit does get violent.
Alright, if I saw that as a kid, I would probably have had Christmas ruined at a younger age.
I mean, I feel like if your kid is like between the ages of like 9 and 12, this movie would be great.
I think 9 might even be a little too young.
Really?
You're right, like preteen.
I think this movie's pretty goofy, but maybe that's from my sense of humor.
It would have scared the shit out of me as a kid. I was terrified of toys coming to life, like that one episode of Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah. And fucking all the Goosebump episodes with Slappy the dummy or whatever the hell it was called.
And that one we watched the Stephen King Nightmares and Dreams.
Oh yeah, the one where all the
toy
toys.
soldiers.
This very much feels like something like that, like
Goofy coming alive, but also coming to kill you kind of toys.
Yeah, it's not like the movie is about all the evil demonic creatures coming to get you.
There's a lesson.
This movie's got it's not necessarily a lesson. I'm just saying in the filmmaking, it's kind of a slow burn. You don't really see a lot of the creatures at the beginning. It's a lot of stuff in shadow, sounds,
and then,
creaking.
All at once they open up the world.
I like the practical work a lot. Just because it's nice to see a horror movie that doesn't completely rely on CGI. And even when it does rely on CGI, it's in a way that's already kind of goofy, so you just kind of buy it.
Yeah, and
like
CGI in movies like this, it takes away the goofiness from it, and it makes you feel like the movie is taking itself way too seriously.
What do you mean?
Like, when it's less practical with a horror movie like this, whenever they use a lot of CGI, I feel like it makes the movie seem like they're just taking themselves way too seriously.
That's on some movies, if they're trying to take themselves seriously. Here, the CGI is for the gingerbread cookies that themselves are goofy characters and need that kind of expressive mouth. They're adorable.
But that wasn't overdone. I'm not talking about like subtle CGI like that.
Yeah.
Like they still look like gingerbread cookies. They weren't just like copy and pasted onto the final roll.
Yeah, that's true. And whenever you see them interacting with something practical, like the gingerbread house, it does look like they're actually there. Also, one of my favorite scenes is when they're being attacked, and right before one of them gets killed, you see his little eyes just go, "Oh shit!" right before he gets blown up.
Dude, you're gonna fall.
Seriously, if you hear a thud on the camera, it's because Jonas pulled the Mufasa and fell off the entire bookcase. I've got to ask you, favorite creature?
Gingerbread men, I just said that. They were so cute, but also deadly, and I don't know. They're little squeals and they're giggling.
My favorite is the fucking Jack-in-the-Box evil demonic.
I thought that was a little... It grew on me, but when I first saw that thing...
Yeah, it did.
I was like, what the hell is that? That's so dumb.
That's the point where...
I thought it was just like...
That was the face that I saw whenever the movie was happening, that you kind of had this look like you didn't really know what to believe.
I was like, why? It's Christmas. Why is there a clown? Because I didn't realize that it was like the Jack-in-the-Box. How was that even Christmas themed? Jack-in-the-Box?
It's a present. It's like it's a toy. They give it to you as a gift.
I just think of curly fries when I hear Jack-in-the-Box, but that's my fat ass color.
The practical work on it is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Just that like giant sectioned off mouth that looks like a snake breaking its jaw.
One thing I absolutely love about his movies, the practical effects that he uses.
Yeah, that's...
Like, even if they don't always 100% work within like the context of themselves and the whole scheme of things in the context of the movie,
yeah,
it usually plays out.
If you were trying to make The Exorcist and your effects came off as goofy, then it wouldn't work because that movie's intention is to truly try and scare you. But in this kind of movie, which is very kind of tongue-in-cheek B-movie feel of Gremlins in the 80s, those kind of practical effects really stand out and they work. They kind of give this movie this little edge that it needs.
Stop it.
Hey, fuck off. Seriously, this entire video is just going to be a waiting game to see if our cats fucking destroy the camera or not.
She's staring at it with big eyes. Hey, go fetch.
Ah, shit. She fucking hops. It's so cute.
So cute.
Alright, anything you didn't like about the movie?
There were things that I didn't like at one point. Like, whenever it seemed to be going from one theme to another, from one to another. But after seeing the movie in its entirety and seeing how it fits into...
Like what?
Things like the beginning with the Black Friday scene, it kind of set it up as like one of those goofy Christmas with the Cranks type movies.
Oh
and I
God!
was like,
Don't you dare
this is
compare
gonna
this
be
movie
dumb.
to that piece
And
of
I
shit.
went in thinking like this is gonna be a really dumb, kooky holiday family movie, and then it introduces a lot of darker themes.
Yeah.
So like the bouncing back from one theme to the other, I kind of didn't like because it made it feel like just kind of like a quilt sewn together.
Mm-hmm.
But that by no means takes away from me liking it. So I think all in all, there wasn't anything that I absolutely disliked.
If there's anything I don't like, it's some of the acting. People are missing, presumably dead in this movie, and their reactions aren't anywhere near the kind of distress that you would imagine.
Missing, and they're just like, it's almost sundown. She should have been back by now. She went next door. She should have been back like 4 hours ago.
I also
you guys are just now starting to worry.
I also chalk this up to the arc of the movie where you start with these people being terrible fucking parents, and they're slowly getting better. I feel like a good performance would be able to salvage that kind of thing, but I don't know if that's maybe what they were going for, just kind of like a more extended arc.
They never mentioned Beth again. Like, they just kind of...
Well, they mentioned her, but it was like...
screaming, and they were like, get inside, she's got this. Screw her, she's screaming for help, but she's got this.
Yeah, the movie's kind of weird in that
aspect.
She
doesn't got this.
The movie could have maybe gotten a couple different takes to better sell the emotional stakes of the movie. But, again, in a movie that doesn't really take itself too seriously, I'm not that worried about if David Koechner is gonna fucking, have a complete change of heart and not be a Hummer driving, gun toting asshole.
I think doing things like that would have made the movie a bit too long though, because this is a good hour and 40 minutes, and I feel like that might be a perfect.
That's true. This movie's
these 2.5 hour long movies. I probably wouldn't be able to sit through it if it was 2.5 hours.
I'm gonna go into a spoiler alert here. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out. It's a fun little watch. You'll be able to find it for cheap. If you introduce this kind of movie, you kind of know the shit that's gonna happen.
But there's a twist.
But specifically, spoiler here, if you don't want to know anything, just scores and final thoughts, time code, right there. You know what to do with it. If you're watching this, scroll to it if you don't want to know. The ending of the movie I always had a problem with because I thought, the ending's kind of long. I really thought the ending should have happened whenever the kids... all the kids' family is gone, and then Krampus drops and gives him the bell, the same way that his grandmother got the bell when she made the bad wish.
Leaving him to kind of fend for himself like she did, and then...
Pretty much, yeah.
Let this hair live on through his own stories.
Essentially, I think that would have worked in kind of like that fairy tale logic.
Yeah, there were like 2 or 3 times where I thought the movie was going to end.
Uh-huh.
But then it didn't.
Yeah, so it makes it weird that the end of the movie really is him going back, yelling at Krampus. I love the bait and switch too.
Like, you think it's gonna have a happy fairy tale ending, Christmas story with a nice little lesson. Nope. No.
You just love the little fake out too. He wipes the kid's tear with his...
you think I care?
With his horror death claw, just scrape that shit off. And then he grabs the kid and tosses him into the fire pit of hell.
Psyche thought.
Gotta love that effect too, where it's the kid just going behind some obvious green screen.
So did they all have that dream? Is that what they they all had the dream? They all Krampus
put them under the same spell?
Yeah, they all woke up the same morning thinking it was a bad dream. And then whenever they all looked at the bell that Max had, they recognized, maybe not, I guess they would recognize the bell because the grandma had it.
Yeah.
And so they all kind of realized, something spooky's going on. We all recognize this.
It shows Krampus in his room, kind of like Jeepers Creepers. It's him with all the different snow globes, and it made me wonder... So, does every time that Krampus visits, he puts a family in a snow globe?
Yes, he collects families.
So, shouldn't he have, put the grandma in her own snow globe?
But he spared her.
I think that's right. It was something about she is the reminder of what happens when the Christmas spirit leaves. So, she's okay. I assume the rest of the grandma's family is in a separate snow globe. But since the kid wanted Krampus to take him too, Krampus was like, well, fuck you too. And that sort of like dark, you know, if you ask a genie for a wish, the genie will give you the wish, but in a way you didn't expect.
Yeah.
He's like, I just wanted Christmas to be the way it used to be. So he's like, alright, kid, I'm gonna put you in a fucking slow go.
But I mean, that doesn't really sound that too bad. So
It's
they just
not
get to
really
live
bad.
Christmas every single day with their family? But like, they seemed really happy that morning.
Yeah.
I mean, unless like
the only
slowly
time...
you run out of resources in your tiny little snow globe town and then starve to death under the
But
mistletoe.
it's still the same snow globe town, so I think they're fine.
But there was no town. It was like whenever.
Well, yeah, there
You
was.
couldn't see past the blizzard.
When he woke up, he could see across the street, and there was like a car parked on the other side of the street in another house.
I didn't. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it should have
towns.
ended a la story fairy tale and have the kid just like crying in the snow as his fucking family is probably being devoured alive, and
But
he's
that's
sitting
not
there.
how Michael Dougherty does things.
Welcome back to Final Thoughts. Scores out of 6 stars for Krampus. I'm gonna start with you, Brittany.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I didn't think I would. I thought it would be really stupid. Like, I didn't think it would be any part comedic at all. I thought it was just a stupid horror movie. Like a watered down Black Christmas or, you know, some killers let loose in a family's house.
Okay, Brittany, Black Christmas? Seriously? That movie's really
I
disturbing.
love that movie, but
I
I thought
know,
it would
but
be that. Like a rip-off of Black Christmas.
Oh my god, Brittany.
But it
Come
was,
on, there's a middle ground.
like, it's a genre of its own. It was so goofy, and I actually had a really good time watching it. And I wouldn't suggest it as like a family holiday movie. So this is definitely something you watch in the comfort of your own apartment without kids. I am glad I waited so long to watch it because watching with you was super fun.
Yeah.
Doing your first Christmas together.
Yay!
I want to give it a 5, but because of the patchwork theme thing that was going on, I really don't like that. It felt so back and forth. Like they couldn't decide what kind of movie they were making. Can't do like 4.75?
Never!
Damn it!
Choose, woman! That comes out to like a 4.5.
Okay.
I was laughing really hard at this. Even the slower parts, I think what was carrying me was the comedy. I thought was really funny, and some of the side eyes that people were giving each other.
The
Although-
one-liners.
Yeah, the one-liners are really
I
fun.
really like it.
Fuck it, I'll bite the bullet. Let's go with 5.
Alright.
I enjoy this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really goofy. If you like kind of those Gremlins, National Lampoon type movies, I think you'll get a lot to enjoy out of this. It's not necessarily a kid's film, but if you've kind of got like a fucked up sense
But
of
it's also
humor
not a horror film,
and you
yeah.
want to like bother your kids a little bit too, yeah, might
This
as
is
well
a good
toss
way
this
to
on.
tell your kids that Santa's not real, so...
Well, no,
figuring out how to do that.
no. Santa is real. It's just don't fuck up and believe in the Christmas spirit, or Krampus will come and fucking murder your family. First day of HalfKocked done. We got 7 days more to go. Tomorrow is Christmas. So we've got the Christmas Crap Fest on the way. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned through the rest of the 8 days of HalfKocked, where we end it on December 31st with the best movies of the year. If you like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we got those down there too. Merry Christmas, Jonas.
Oh, so
Merry Christmas, Sage. Merry Christmas, Brittany. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Merry Christmas. Bye.